trust. Clean taking no loss. We be the hottest on the scene. Gemstones from the dust. Big dog, leash. Where's the love in the streets? For my heart on the beat. See that blood on my sheets. Yeah, when me ready, me hit it heavy. I zoom out the pride of my people already. Them I see Ellie. Me, I'm just sharing my journey. I'm thankful that people they hear me. Tribe of Joseph, I'm ahead of the bunch. P5, I was starving for months. A running cut team, but on my pockets, me need my DNA. Baby, falling.
Some of those in the silver-haired community would say it's a great day for golf, and it is, don't get me wrong, but we say it's a great day for football, and the roof is wide open here in Glendale at State Farm Stadium. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. They'll start on the ground here on first down. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Hawkins. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
Not ideal there. That delay of game backs them up 5 yards, so now they need 7 yards on 3rd down. Murray now to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leonard Floyd coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Throwing is Stafford. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. If you're these receivers, you got to be ready, because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes it's just telepathy. You both see the same thing, and he knows get the ball to him right away.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now it's Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Heck of a start for them here, Charles, on this opening drive, and they're doing it all through the air. That's 4 snaps and 4 passes so far.
And I do think that there's an argument, Brandon, to maybe mix in a running play or two, but the way that these offenses are constructed, you can get that done with swing passes and checkdowns. The way they're throwing it, I keep pressing it downfield.
And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
On first down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
From the red zone now, Stafford. That'll be caught by Kupp. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. On second down, here's Stafford. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Nagar's kick is good. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. Now he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A good pickup there at 22. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. It's Hawkins. He's brought down by Terrell Burgess. The Cardinals at 0-5, just a dismal start to the year. And they come in pretty desperate here for a win.
And think about this too, partner. We have not heard the dreaded vote of confidence yet from management. So when a team's 0-5, everyone starts wondering about their jobs. Will they still have one? That's coaches on down. They've got to find a way to throw that out of their minds and band together and play better football.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Murray. Flushed out right. That's complete to John Ross. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
On 1st down, it's Hawkins. He's got it to the 43 here.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Murray. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. Here's Murray.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Rams will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape. Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snaps, and they're there and they end up making the play.
To throw again on second down. Stafford.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Buda Baker with a pick.
And the Cards are going to take possession of the football.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Throwing now is Murray. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, and here's Murray. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
First carry for James Conner. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Right back to Conner here on 1st. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. So we've reached halftime at a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the 3rd quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. In motion comes the tight end left.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Well, they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
They'll run on first down with Akers. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Stafford going to give to Akers on the draw. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. Stafford now to throw. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 28. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that they're very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Oh, what a move. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Akers back-to-back catches. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with second down coming up.
Well, let's call that a less than ideal play on first down.
No doubt about that one because that was a situation of just digging a deeper and deeper hole for himself. And it ended up a big-time loss.
Throwing on second and long. Stafford. Pass complete to Akers on the out route. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cardinals are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On play action, it's Murray.
Crossing route complete to Ross.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. Zach Ertz has it complete.
And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Murray a give. This is Conner.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
From the 39, Murray.
And this will be swung out here for Conner.
They'll give him 4 yards there. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he's got his man, Marquise Brown.
And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Now Murray again. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Murray on the sneak, and they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 1 yard is the gain, and it'll give the Cardinals a first down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. They'll run on first down. Hawkins. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Murray off play action. to the right side, and he's got more complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So 3rd down, but you got to think they'd like to get closer, even in a dome with good kicking conditions for a possible field goal. Murray now. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost like they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And everybody thinking about the possible field goal on 4th. It would be 58 yards from here. They'll go again here with Akers. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that call right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for the lead in the final stages. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Well, that was a long attempt to begin with, so the fake you might have known was somewhat of a possibility. Credit to the defense, though. They weren't fooled.
You're right, they weren't fooled, and they were in a position of having to play it both ways. Guard for the fake, but you still want to rush the kicker because it was a makeable kick. So they ended up getting the best out of the whole thing. Stumped the fake, and they take over the ball.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. A quick throw here out to Brown. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now Murray. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Got to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Green, green, green. Hey, hey.
To throw is Murray.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oh, boy, this sets up for a huge call now on fourth down, because you can try the long field goal, you could go for it, or you could punt and play for overtime. I am so glad, partner, that I don't have to make those kind of decisions. Let's see what they decide.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Going right back to Akers.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. So they'll try to move the ball closer here on third down. A field goal from this spot would be just inside of 60 yards, 59 to be exact.
They'll run out of the gun with Akers.
And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Boy, that's a big-time letdown there. You work yourself in position to win the game, but the kick winds up no good. And now you've got to regroup as a team, get the energy back up, and get ready for overtime. And make sure you pump him up, too. He may be needed to try and win it again later.
Back to throw. Murray. He's going deep for Brown.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Murray to throw. Here we go. This to avoid overtime.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the Cardinals set to receive it. They'll look for a winning drive as we get this overtime period started. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds across the 50. Great return.
That's a pretty strong return to start this overtime. And you know that if you run some decent offense, you should have a shot at a field goal. But I'd have to think to myself, I want the 6 points. I want this game over now. I don't want to give the other team a chance to come back and beat me.
On first down, it's Hawkins. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Slot man moves right. On second down, it's Hawkins. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And they need 5 yards on third down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive.
Green.
First throw of overtime for Murray. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams.
And the Rams are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. He had the interception woes in regulation, and now they carry over into overtime. And on the other side, CD, all they need is a field goal to win it.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Brandon, because he has not been sharp all game long. He's been rather loose with some of his passes, and this one might cost him a ball game.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Now Stafford with his first throw of OT.
And he'll air this one deep for Anderson.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Here comes the Rams punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And 3 interceptions in this game, and I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but and it's intercepted!
Picked off by David Long. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football. As a quarterback, Charles, right now all he can do is shake his head. An interception the first time he touched the ball in overtime, and then again here on this drive.
And Brandon, I would think in most cases, if you throw an interception in overtime, you're not thinking you're going to get a second chance, and he did. And threw a second interception. He's hoping for a third, but right now he's counting on his defense to hold him and give him a chance.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Now Stafford.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over